Ben's Dan back in the house. Just wanted to drop a quick note about the this past weekend Senior Nationals. Man, some great matches. It is, again, the most wonderful time of the year. It's Christmas Eve, so I'm sure everybody's off and spending time with their families and hopefully enjoying some great company. But again, I just wanted to quickly run through some of the matches and some of the highlights that I had seen. And again, I didn't watch the whole entire tournament because that's a long day. And right now I got a lot of those locally, so I'm trying to conserve my time. But first one I want to talk about was the 57 kilogram weight bracket. Holy cow, Nathan Tomasello manhandles Garrett, former Cornell wrestler, and just totally destroyed him. And coincidentally, I think he being Garrett, actually defaulted out of a couple of matches after that. So, but he looked good during the match in the sense healthy, but Nato was all over him. On the other side of the bracket was our boy Spencer Lee from Iowa. Man, that Pokemon junkie, he is one bad young man. He went through his semifinal match 14-4, and then he just destroyed Nato in the finals. He started off slow in the first period, but then he poured it on, and it was lights out. Spencer Lee gets the cowboy hat, and the cowboy hat was given to every winner out of there, so yeehaw, I guess. 65 kgs was just as bonkers. The semifinals between Jonnie D and Joey McKenna. Wow. Jonnie is a very dynamic wrestler. He's very flexible. His body, literally, it looked like a worm at one point while he was on his head. It was bent backwards. I mean, anywhere else but the Senior Nationals or college, and they're calling potentially dangerous and resetting that position. And the referees, they let him go through it. And, Joey McKenna he took advantage of Jonnie letting him get on his legs. And, again, we're typically used to seeing Jonnie work out of those positions, but McKenna did a great job of being able to neutralize his defense and coming out on top. There was a controversial two at the end. It could have went either way, I guess. I'm going to contact my dear friend, Mr. Rick Ross, head referee here in New Hampshire, and get his take on it and see what that is. But again, controversial finish, but McKenna moved on to the finals. And unfortunately for him, he ran into Jordan Oliver. And Jordan Oliver went, I think it was 50-0 against all opponents. It's reminiscent of Helen Maroulis a few years back, where, she had like 52-2 against her opponents. But J.O. crushed it. He looked like a man amongst boys. If you watch his match against Nick Lee, it looked exactly like that. Jordan was much bigger. He's an older guy. He's been around for a little while. But boy, he really took it to those kids. And I mean kids in that sense. He went into the finals and he destroyed Joey McKenna. Right off the whistle, boom, 4 seconds in, blast double right through the chest. And he went on it, man. So again, those are just a couple examples of some of the great matches from the seniors at this past weekend's event. It's too much to talk about in a Christmas Eve video, but again, I just wanted to, if you haven't seen it, at least go check out the highlights. They got them on Flow. I'm sure if you YouTube it, it'll be out there. It's an amazing thing to, we see all these parents on our level trying to push their kids up. That's the pinnacle of the sport, and all those guys, in the opening round, you got a D1 champ against a D1 champ. That's what that day looks like. So go check it out if you haven't. Also, I just wanted to say happy holidays to everybody. Today's Christmas Eve. I know some people had to work. I myself was blessed. I was able to be on a wrestling mat from about 7 a.m. this morning till 1:30 this afternoon, working with everything from high school to K through 8, and just had a breakfast amongst our team. Little eggs, sausage. Special shout out to the Theodore family who manned the kitchen with grace and beauty and just cleaned up after. And obviously our civilian liaison over there, Jana Stevens, she makes it possible that we get to have that time. And it's a nice reminder that even though we put a lot of work in the wrestling, we get to spend some time with our communities and having some fun and bringing some joy. Now, tomorrow's Christmas. I already got my Christmas present. Big shout out to the O'Keefe brothers from Lowell, helping me to get a pass to be able to get on the floor at the Lowell Holiday tournament this weekend. So I expect to be able to put out some great videos. They'll be on the fly, they'll be rough cut. It'll just be me getting those wrestlers hopefully right after some matches or right before. You know, I don't want to encroach upon anybody or mess anybody's pathway up, but if they're willing to talk, I'm willing to listen. And you know, I'm going to try to post them as I go through the day, try to give you some live updates about how things are going. So I'm super excited. The Lowell Holiday is the precursor to the New Englands. It's a great way to see where kids are standing right now, and there's always some great matches. If you're not a nut like me, you don't want to spend 2 full days in the gym, I highly recommend coming down on Saturday for the finals. It is always bonkers in there, some great matches. And I'm sure there's a lot of kids this year that are happy. Mr. Four-time Connor McGonigal has moved on to college, opens up some things. There'll be some debuts from some wrestlers. You know, hey, welcome back to wrestling. Go to the Lowell Holiday. There will also be, you know, those kids that have been grinding it all year long. So again, great precursor into New England, see where we stand as a state. Let our boys go down there and get some work done. I'm really excited to see Kyle Gore get down there again. That boy just shows up when it's the big time. So nothing more big time this time of year than the Lowell Holidays. And then on Sunday, as hopefully some of you guys saw the video with Coach Shane Smith from the Salem Bulldogs, you got the John Spawn Youth Tournament K through 8. And that one is slated to have some tough competition there. So again, I hope everybody has a great holiday, and we will see you on the mats.